Hello, and happy Valentine's Day. Well, a little early, but I wanted to come on and kind of teach you a very quick Valentine that you could paint, draw, you can use crayons, you can use chalk, you can use whatever you want. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to utilize our paints, our crayons, our chalk. You could use pencil, you can use anything you want. Now you're gonna hear my dog bark, so sorry about that. Lady bird, no, baby girl. So we've got all kinds of things we're gonna work on here. We're gonna just do all kinds of patterns, colors. I've got a lot of pinks going on. I've got some metallics going on, but I kind of like pink, so I'm gonna do a lot of that. And I'm gonna put some gold in here. I've got this really beautiful gold metallic that we're going to use, and we're just going to fill in this whole background full of color. Ladybird, she's barking at Parker, who is our neighbor dog who comes out, and she likes to greet him. I'm going to go for a little bit of purple just to get some purple in there. The more color you can get in, the better. And it doesn't really matter if they blend together. That's kind of the beauty of watercolor. And you can do all kinds of fun things. So let's put a little blue in here. Of course, blue mixed with pink makes a really pretty purple. So we've got that going on. Let's put blue in there. Let's concentrate some blue right there. There we go. I'm going to do a little bit of pink. And you got to be careful because you'll get muddy. And I got too much color in there, so it got a little bit muddy on me. That's okay. It'll be pretty regardless. I'm going to take some of that out. Just remember, your brush is like a sponge, and it can do all kinds of fun things. So it can lift a little bit of color out, and now I can go back with some color that way. I'm going to put a little more gold up here. I think I want to splatter some gold. We're going to do a little splatter. Okay. Let's splatter with some this really pretty dark pink. That's pretty. And I think let's do a little bit more gold. I think it blended in, so. Okay, now, since I'm doing watercolor, I'm gonna have to dry this. And you can let it dry, or you can dry it with these really wonderful heat guns that you can get on Amazon. They're like 12 bucks. It's kind of a fun tool to have. It does get quite hot, so if you're working with kids, you'll want to make sure that you help them with this. I'm going to dry mine real quick, and then I'll be right back. Okay, now that I have that dry, yep, we're pretty good. So now I'm just going to take some paint markers, and I'm just going to do some doodling on it just to give it some more texture. I might draw some circles. I might do all kinds of fun things on here. I'm really just looking for some playful patterns. And as you can see, my splatter's actually soaked in. So I'm gonna have to add some more of those, but I'm gonna do those last and then dry it again. Going up and down, create some pattern. I'm gonna use some gold. I want to do some once again. Okay, I'm going to put some purple in here because I like purple. Do some more circles. Some more lines. anything fun that you like. You could even do shapes. You could do words if you wanted to. You could do whatever you want. This is your painting, and you can do whatever you like. I'm going to maybe do some swirls. That's really fun. Okay. I want to do some pink dots around. Okay. So once you get a good amount on there, the more color, the more shapes, the more you do, the better it's going to look. And I'm now going to take, we're going to draw a big heart. Now you could do 4 hearts if you wanted to. Here's an example of one that I did where I drew 4 hearts on there, and you could then cut that into fourths, or you could cut each one out around it if you wanted to put them on cards. So this is one example here where I filled in the outside, and I'll show you that tool in a minute. Here's one where I actually filled it in a little bit, but I left a lot of the color coming through, and I did some different patterns on the hearts. So you can kind of do whatever you want, but I like the idea of doing some different things on here and creating a really fun pattern. The other thing I want to do real quick is I'd like to take and maybe do a little bit of blue going through here. I didn't have any of that before. Thought that might be nice. And then I've also got a little bit of a light blue here. It'd be fun to do that. It's really a fun technique to do. I also have this really lovely teal. It's one of my very favorites. And it's just kind of a neat, fun color to utilize. So we're gonna do some dots in that because I like it. All right. So this gives you an idea of what you can do. I also might like a little bit of white in here. So we'll get some white dots going on. The white acrylic markers, it's hard to get them to show up on your painting, but it does work. The one thing I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to draw one large heart on here, and I'm going to do it upside down because I feel like I draw better hearts upside down. So I'm going to start here. All right, so there's my heart. I'm going to turn this around, and I need to prime my marker a little bit more, and I'm going to just kind of take and go back and forth a few times. So there's my heart. All right. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these tempera, they're called tempera paint sticks. You can get them on Amazon. And they basically are paint sticks that are tempera paint. They dry in about 3 seconds. So once you put it down, you really can't do too much more with it. But I'm going to go ahead and kind of go around. I'm not going to cover up completely. I'm just going to go around my heart here and delineate it a little bit so that it shows up a bit more. But like I said, I'm not going to cover up all the background color around the outside because I want some of that to come through. So there's your heart shape. I'm now going to take, and I think I want a little bit more of this darker pink splatter. And we're going to put that in here. There we go. And I think I definitely want some gold splatter. I'm going to get that splattered on the heart. I'm going to dry that here in just a minute. Got one last step after we do this. Okay, let me dry this real quick. Okay, the one thing I didn't talk about that I should have talked about is that you can use any kind of paper. You don't have to use watercolor paper, especially if you're using crayons or chalk or these tempera paint sticks. You can just use copy paper. It doesn't matter. This is just something that's quick and fun and scribbly, and interesting. I'm going to take my white marker one more time and go around the outside of this heart because I think it needs a little bit more help in showing up. So there's that. Now the last thing we're going to do is we're going to do glitter glue just because we can. So I'm going to put, this is just good old Elmer's glitter glue. I'm just going to just swirl it around here. All right. And this is just good old Elmer's glitter glue. I got it at Michael's. I've also got some glue. This is by Creatology from Michael's. And it has little stars and shapes and hearts and all kinds of things on it. I have it in 2 colors. I got this really pretty blue. And we will put some of it on here. And I know it looks messy and I know it looks a little scary, but it's really not, I promise. You can then take a credit card, a gift card, whatever you want, and you can just smear it around. Do whatever you want. That's the fun part. Doesn't matter if you're on the background, if you're on the heart, you can do whatever you want. Yeah, looks pretty good. I think I'm gonna quit while I'm ahead. It's easy to overdo it, but with this kind of project, there's nothing wrong with giving it a little bit of extra. So you could take this, you could frame it. You can get really inexpensive frames at Michael's. You could cut it out and put it on a card. You can do whatever you want with it. So I hope your Valentine loves it. You could even do writing on it if you wanted to, but I think I'm gonna leave mine plain. And I might just frame it because I like it so much. Thanks. Have a great Valentine's Day.